Hey everybody, welcome to Behind the Brand, where we feature and we profile the top real estate sales associates in Illustrated Properties, but also the top sales associates in all of Palm Beach County. Today, we have a fantastic guest here with us. He is a perennial $40 million producer. He's actually a local here in South Florida, which is a very unique thing. He was here before the circus came to town, so to speak. And so he has an intimate knowledge of the market and the properties and the people that are here, and really the history and the background of what makes South Florida so special. He has sold at the highest ends of every price point here in South Florida. And he is with us here today, Mark Lang. Mark,
good morning.
Glad you're here. Welcome back from your trip. You
Thank
were in Barcelona, Spain, I understand. And
been a week in Barcelona.
Fantastic. Are you worn out? Are you relaxed and rejuvenated?
You think we get a little jet lag, but we got jet lag on the beginning, not on the end.
You got to
Good to be back in Florida, but had a wonderful time there.
Good. Well, welcome home.
Thank you.
Talk about your. I mentioned in the intro that you were a local, or you are a local, and it's something you just don't find, because most of the people that you run into here in Jupiter or Palm Beach Gardens or to the south, certainly they arrived here in the last several years. Talk about you grew up here. I mean, it's got to be completely different. Where we're sitting right here is completely different than the way it was when you were growing up. Talk about the history of this area and how it's transformed.
Well, it's been a wonderful transformation to really watch the city grow over the years, and to see how the areas have developed and now are redeveloping as well. A lot of new residents coming in. About once or twice a year, I meet another native Floridian. Not very
together.
Often, and we do stick together. About
Yeah.
every 5 years, I meet a second or third generation.
Yeah.
But it's a beautiful climate. The beaches are they're just world class.
Yeah.
And everything is within a plane ride, and nowadays within a train ride, but definitely within a plane ride away. National and international travel, and we're getting that influence all over South Florida. So especially here in the Palm Beaches and the northern Palm Beaches.
Well,
so
that Bright Line is a hot topic at our house when it goes to Orlando and goes to Disney World. That will be
Sure.
that will be used quite often. It's mentioned weekly, I can assure you.
I could imagine. I could imagine. That's opening up pretty soon.
Yeah. Well, you had a record year last year and finished in the top 5 of the company, and just a banner year, and you're well on your way this year as well. This is a top-heavy business. I mean, and all sales businesses are, but in the luxury space, which you operate in, it is, there are those of you at the top, and then there's the rest. And so there has to be some distinguishing characteristics that make you different than the other people out there. What do you think they are? Because you've been doing this year. This is your 20th year with Illustrated, by the way.
Yes.
Which is a testament to your consistency, but also the testament to the all the Illustrated folks on the back end that were here a lot longer than I've been here. But what's the competitive advantage that you think you've had over the years?
Well, I'm 30 years in the business in different shapes and different forms, from construction to mortgage financing, into, of course, sales. And I think it's a matter of focus. It's where do you focus your time and your energy and your training. Training's a lot to do with it. Illustrated has a tremendous training platform. It's available. Everything that you need is right there at your fingertips. It's whether you're going to actually take those classes and develop yourself. Certainly everybody loves to sell at the upper tier and the high-end market. I think the market in itself will find you, and you hone your craft in that direction as well. But you really take every single point of everything that you're doing, and you drill deep into it. I'm an inch wide and mile deep type person, instead of a mile wide and an inch deep. So I like to go deep into what we're doing and look at every single element of how we're marketing a property and what we're doing to fulfill that obligation for the client.
Well, that's got to be a character trait, because before we started, we were obviously talking about your trip to Barcelona, and I asked you if did you go to 15 different places, and did you base out of Barcelona? And you said nope. We stayed there. We learned the area there, and we enjoyed our time there. And there, we maybe we heard about another place that we'll go and visit the next time, but we really focused on Barcelona. Kind of a parallel between that and your business. You mentioned our new associates, and we've got a lot of our new associates that we're really proud of. Right. The quality of the people that we're bringing into the business. This is just it's not a part-time business anymore. It's not a halfway business. It's an all-in industry where we want only people that are committed to it. And we've got a lot of those people watching, and they're looking at you, and they're looking at the success and the all the dadgum awards that that you've got that you've been given over the years, and that I was able to give you last year. But what would you tell those new associates as they start their real estate career? There's a lot of nooks and crannies and valleys and peaks in there, but what would you explain to them?
Well, I think you really need to pick a market and pick your market for yourself. Be realistic about it as well, and you just work diligently. You stay focused. There's an old expression which is, how do you get to Carnegie Hall? And the answer to that is practice, practice, practice. Yeah, right. And again, going back to training, we have wonderful training available through the company. I think that's one of the things that really sets, one of the many things that sets Illustrated Properties aside from the others and the competition is we have tremendous training. And if you take advantage of that and you really work on that and you hone on each individual section of that and master it, then it becomes very fluid for you. Yeah. So it's not uncommon that in my office that people throughout the day come in and ask me questions. I'm happy to help and happy to help other associates. And I think that's very important because these are the elements and the issues that they run into on a day-to-day basis. So it is nice to have people in the office that you can turn to and trust their knowledge and their.
It's a tribe, and yes, success and energy
We're
breeds success. That's right. Success and energy breeds success and energy. One of the reasons why I wanted to do this, this series, is to find out what made you guys and gals, at the very top end tick. But it also gives me a platform to kind of brag on people, and in this case you. About your business and what we see from you, on the sidelines. And, one of the things that you mentioned was training. And I think you've taken and demonstrated an always learning type approach to your business. I remember when I was here, the first week we got here, and you asked me I didn't even know where the bathroom was. And you asked me a question about an approach on a listing, that you were trying to market. And, I appreciated, giving my thoughts, because I can always talk about it, but I'm also thinking, well, this guy's a giant producer, and he's asking me for my opinion, but you do that, and you find the resources that you need to be successful, and you receive them in a very humble way. I think you talk to our new associates, and I think that they probably they see the big headlines and they see the stuff on TV, and it's not really like that, is it?
No, it's not.
Yeah.
No, those are splashes of bits and pieces and right. Successes and such, but it is consistency in a market. Yeah. And we do have a family here at Illustrated, and to be able to reach out, I reach out to other agents, and we meet and we have conversations. We'll meet for lunch or dinner, or we'll just pick up the phone and dial while we're driving to something, and bounce ideas off of each other and find out what their approach would be. And those help tremendously.
Yeah. It's a thing where, community, everyone feeds off each other, and when it's working, it's working really, really well. Let's talk about the market right now. What's happening out there? What are you seeing? What are buyers and sellers wanting that they didn't want before? We've had a drastic shift in the world, and it doesn't take 5 minutes on CNN to realize that that the world is a little uncertain right now, to say the least. But what are the buyers and sellers out there wanting and needing and expecting?
Well, Florida is still very much in demand, and South Florida is. So we have a bit of an isolation here in our own. However, when clients are coming in from other areas, they're having to deal with the individual markets. All real estate markets are local. Mm-hmm. So wherever they're selling, they're coming out of a situation that's brought them to a major decision to move to our beautiful area. So you have to have empathy for what they're going through and understanding. And now the next approach is how we're dealing with them and our current markets, because they've now gone through it on a selling side to move here. Now they're on the buying side. So you want to be very careful about the approach. However, our individual markets and market as a whole, we have a bit of a shrinking inventory. Market times right now that we're seeing are a 3 to 5 month market time for selling homes. We were at about a 28 to 32 day market, which is unsustainable in any market.
And not really fun. I mean, you
No,
think
it's
it's
not
fun
fun.
because you're getting 15 offers, but it creates a lot of chaos, and you have an unhappy, you have a seller that's rushed, a buyer that's been rushed, and everybody's blood pressure is at a different level. This feels healthier to me, right?
Yeah, this is definitely a healthier market. It is not fun dealing with that. It's just not. So, and the conversations are difficult. So, but here we are in we're getting back to a normal market. We're in a 3 to 5 month market now. A normal sustainable market is, an average market is 6 to 9 months in days on market. So we're still in a bit of a seller's market. But as far as pricing, our pricing has continued to sustain. I would say that those prices that we are looking to achieve, and some markets when the property is correct and is the right property. Look, we're setting record prices all over the county, but aspirational pricing on standard properties has diminished. So now we're getting back to a normal market, but we do have our continued growth. And the most important thing is that we have people that are wanting to come here. So when you have that balance of lower inventory, higher demand, it sustains the market quite well. So I think South Florida, we're in a nice, in our state of Florida, we're in a good market here, and I think we're going to continue to grow. But it's just going to take a little bit more patience and hand-holding with the clients, fulfill their needs, listen to what they're saying, because they will tell you if you keep your mouth shut and you listen. Yeah. And that's one of the biggest keys, that salespeople think that they are selling.
Yeah,
something.
talking.
You're not. You're assisting in a transaction. So listen to what the client is saying. Ask the questions. Listen to what they're saying, and then respond and act on it as well. So
well, I think you've seeing your clients and seeing your business. I think you've built your business on educating, not necessarily selling, but educating and helping people. And obviously your temperament helps with that, but your construction background and mortgage background, and you're a carpenter, which is really cool to me, because I am absolutely not a carpenter, and so that type of artistry is admirable. But you have that background, to be able to help people. All right, so I've got one final question for you. It's kind of a fun question.
Okay.
If you could have dinner with anybody in the world, whether they're still with us or not, who would that be?
I'd have to narrow that down to two people.
Okay.
Benjamin Franklin from our history.
Yep. Who invented and did more things than you even know about till you go and actually read about it, or at least me. I was shocked several years when I read
tremendous.
all this.
And his phrases and his wisdom that he's had. And in today's market, I would say Elon Musk, a true visionary, true businessman. Focused on what he's doing, doesn't take no for an answer, and that's a big part of it. And he sees in the future, and he's looking and he's exploring, and he's a true visionary. So that would be an honor. Yeah.
Well, I look at the history of your business at IBIS and the innovative things that you've done in the marketing area, and so I can understand why you admire those two. Hey, this was fun. Thanks for coming in today, Mark.
Thank you.
Really
for having
appreciate
me.
it. Thanks for everything. Yeah.